Joseph, can you please come downstairs? We're going to go on a weekend trip to Chicago.
Did I overhear you saying that we are going to Chicago for the weekend?
Yes, Joseph, we're going to take a flight to Chicago, and then head to Northbrook to celebrate Kate getting good grades at school once again, and it is also a 3-day weekend.
You know what? I am actually wanting to go someplace, other than going just to places in GoAnimate City.
I'm glad that you're not saying let's go to Peter Piper Pizza, like you used to. It's always good to try and go to new places every now and then. We are going to catch a flight to Chicago, like your dad said, and then we'll take the Milwaukee District North train from the airport to the Morton Grove station. And more importantly, we expect you to be on your best behavior during our weekend trip, otherwise, you will be grounded. Understood?
Yes, I understand, Mom and Dad.
Good. Anyways, let's all get into the car and head on over to the airport. We have to be there at least 2 hours before departure.
All right everyone, there is our train so we can go to Northbrook over the weekend.
I can't wait to see what Chicago has to offer.
You're really going to like the place, Joseph.
The Metra train to Northbrook has just arrived. The Metra train to Northbrook has just arrived.
Hey Everly, now that we are on our weekend trip, and my brother Chris is staying home, we can't wait to go to the Chicago Union Station, and Jake is already waiting for us.
I couldn't agree with you more, Penelope. We also can't wait for our other upcoming weekend trip to Austin. Jake and Julia will also be joining us on this trip as well. We can even play some amazing games in the arcade and then swim at the Kalahari Resort, which almost looks like Great Wolf Lodge, and even eat some delicious meals in any restaurant.
I know, right? Let's hope for the best for our next weekend trip with joy and laughter, and it won't go wrong with any troublemakers spoiling our fun. And who knows, after we both graduate from high school, we are going to go to college together, either in GoAnimate City, or in Chicago, but we will just decide when the time comes.
That sounds like a good suggestion.
Joseph, what are you doing here?
Oh, hey Penelope and Everly, may I please have a seat? Because the other seats are all taken.
Sorry Joseph, Penelope and I are already using our seats along with our suitcases.
Okay then. Anyways, my family and I are headed to Chicago. And what are you two doing here?
Well, you see, Everly and I are going to the Union Station in Chicago to meet our good friend Jake for the weekend. And how have you been doing?
Well, I've been doing good, and you know that I have been good friends with Chris. He even told me on the day he got into trouble when he pulled the fire alarm at Jake's house on his birthday last month.
Oh, please don't talk about Chris. He is also doing good, but he still misbehaves and causes trouble, like literally all the time. I also even heard from my parents that you and Chris snuck off to Lakewood Elementary, and used Miss Stillwater's credit card to buy DVDs.
For your information, Chris and I are trying very hard not to sneak off to Lakewood Elementary again, anymore, especially when I kept on bothering Miss Stillwater every time I see her. But still, I have to make this request.
We don't take requests, even if we recognize people.
I will take that as a yes. And my request for you Penelope, when I get back to GoAnimate City next week, I would like to hang out with Chris.
Are you serious right now? There is no way that my family would let Chris hang out with you because number one, I can't make that decision. Number 2, he still misbehaves a lot, and he is getting grounded. And third reason, even if Chris is your friend, like I told you numerous times, he is still not a very good influence on you, and neither are his other friends, Roger, Nancy, and Mitchell.
More like yes, you do want to let Chris hang out with me, and especially with Roger and Nancy, because you know very well he doesn't deserve to be treated the way you and your family always do. So, stop being such a snitch, and I demand you tell your parents when you come home from your trip so I can hang out with Chris, along with Roger and Nancy.
I beg your pardon, but what did you just call me?
I said, stop being such a snitch, like your friend Everly, my siblings Arthur, DW, and Kate, and the crybaby Alan and his childish girlfriend Sarah. I demand that you tell your parents when you come home from your trip to let Chris hang out with me and Roger and Nancy, and in fact, let me go to your house when I come back from my trip, so I will call Roger and Nancy, and we are going to visit your house to spend time with your brother Chris.
Don't call me and Everly snitches, because that is not very nice of you to say that, especially because Chris calls me that every single day.
I agree with what Penelope just said. What you said to us that is very rude and disrespectful. And like Penelope told you, her parents are the only ones who decide whether Chris can hang out with anyone. She can't make that decision. Now, if you can just leave us alone, and mind your own business, that would be really helpful.
Never, I'm not going to leave you alone, until Penelope agrees that she is going to let Chris hang out with me and Roger and Nancy, and I also demand you and Penelope to unground him this very second. He doesn't deserve to be grounded on a daily basis.
Joseph, where are your parents? Either you leave us alone, or show us where your parents are, so that we can report to them how you are behaving towards us.
No, I'm not going to tell you again, but I demand that you let me hang out with your brother Chris, and unground him this very second, so he can hang out with me and Roger and Nancy. He needs to have good friends that he really cares about each and every day.
Joseph Christopher Reed.
Oh no.
We heard that you were arguing with Penelope and her friend. We told you many times that you don't ever go up to random people and demand them to do things for you, but you didn't listen to us. Again, that is totally unacceptable behavior.
You are going to be so grounded when we get home.
At long last, finally we can enjoy our trip so we can visit Jake without Joseph causing any more trouble.
You said it loud and clear, Penelope.
Joseph, because of what you did to Penelope and Everly, you will be grounded for 2 weeks. No TV during this time, no hanging out with Chris, Roger, Nancy, or any other troublemaker and entitled Karens, and no leaving the house, other than going to school or for a walk around the neighborhood.
And no more weekend trips for you, and until you can learn not to bother people and keep demanding to do things for you.
Now go upstairs to your room and think about what you did.
Joseph, stop it. Just stop it. Seriously, just at your own age, and enough slamming doors. Now.